I received this item free of charge in return for a fair review. This is the 50-in-1 Sports Action Camera Accessories Pack from ccbetter. This is what you find once you've opened the cardboard box. Now, one thing I will say is the case itself is semi-rigid, and in all honesty I find it very difficult to believe you get this much equipment and the case for the price that it's retailed at on Amazon. Before I even start, I think I'm going to say it's absolutely excellent value for money. That's how the accessories are packed inside. So I've counted everything individually and that make it more than 50, but only just. In the pack there are 3 rectangular mounting brackets, and these come with 3M sticking pads. So you know 3M's going to be good quality, they're not going to fall off, not without a little bit of persuasion anyway. There are 2 with the curved sides and 2 3M mounting pads. Tripod mount. Next to that we've got this extension arm, and I can see that having all sorts of uses, and that comes with a clip-on bracket, 2 securing nuts. That's very versatile, so you'd be able to use that on lots of different connections. A clip-on mount now, you're going to have to trust me, that is very, very stiff to open. So I would imagine that gives you a very strong grip. That comes with its own locking nut. 4 different clip-on connections, 2 of each. These ones have got a raised mount, so it actually comes up and gives you about an inch above the bracket for the camera. And then there are 2 smaller ones. Next to that we've got a mount that uses these things. It is basically just a band either side, so I was kind of thinking with this you could maybe put it on fence rails either side of a rail, or on the web page it's got a guy wearing it with a cycling hat that's got vented holes on the top, and each strap goes through a vented hole to secure the action camera. Next to that we've got one of the things I'm really looking forward to having a play with, which is the mini tripod. You can see it's got a tripod thread. This is bendable. So that is used in conjunction with the tripod mount. And this, I do reckon you could use it for making mounts more secure, but its primary purpose is as a strap for your remote control. So you can put a sports camera remote control around it and strap it around your wrist so it's readily accessible. After that we've got the Monopod, which has got a strap there so that you can secure it around your wrist. I would imagine people that are buying this set will be certainly wanting to use one of these. We'll have a closer look at it later. Next to that there is a chest mount. I'll put that on later on and you'll all have a laugh when I demonstrate it, I would imagine. They are the Demister Pads that you can put inside your camera case. It's a fail-safe really, so if your camera's mounted on a tripod, this has got a sticky bottom with a strong lead, and I don't know whether you can see, I'll see if I can get that. That's got a nylon insert, so that is very strong. That just saves your camera should it fall off the mount. It'll just keep hold of your camera for you. So next to that we've got a carrying bag for the GoPro, probably keeps it dry and out the weather, stops dust from getting to it when you're carrying it backwards and forwards if you're out and about. This handy little feature, which comes with its own strap, is basically a tool for tightening and untightening the various attachments. That is for the end of the locking nuts. The smaller one fits those nuts, but they're all recessed, so I can envisage you using that if you're having a problem with one of the mounts, I suppose. Next we've got the handlebar mount, so that you can attach to poles or bars or tubes up to 4 centimeters, 40 millimeters. We've got the floating attachment. If you're on a boat or over the water or skiing or something like that and you drop the camera, it will stop the camera from sinking. We've got the wrist mount. That fits around your wrist and you can adjust the tension on it to mount the camera. Then we've got the suction cup, and this one is very versatile. It allows you to attach the camera to vertical or horizontal surfaces that are smooth like glass or painted surfaces, anything where you can get a good grip with the suction cup. And last but not least, we've got the head mount, and again you can all have a laugh when I demonstrate that later on in the video. I'm really surprised that this case comes with the set, because it's good enough, certainly, to protect your camera and put all your equipment in when you're travelling. And I think that is just brilliant. I really would not expect to get something like this with all the other pieces of equipment for the price in the set. It looks lovely. It's semi-rigid, but it will provide protection. It definitely will provide protection for your equipment. Thank you, dogs, for helping me do that. This is a suction mount. The head cam, no laughing. No laughing, this is a chest mount. This is a wrist mount. I won't do any video with a wrist mount, I'll just show you the thing mounted. But one thing you need to be aware of is you can change the way that the camera is pointing. It's got a 360-degree swivel, and then there is a locking button at the bottom there that you push in to prevent the camera from moving around. I've not tightened the bracket up very well. There's a spring-loaded clip, and it's fine. It's fine if it's not going to be moved around, but it does have a tendency to spring off. So you need to be careful with that. But one thing I noticed is that there you've got an eye, so you know we've got that safety attachment that you can attach to your equipment to prevent you from losing it with the sticky pad at the bottom. You could use that to protect your camera, and I would suggest if you're using this bracket anywhere where it could be knocked around, then you go for that. Put that safety feature on it so that you don't lose anything if it's moving. The handlebar mount. The float acts as a handle for holding the camera, and you can adjust the angle like so. There's a strap there so you can put it around your wrist. It's got a little buckle there so you can tighten it so it doesn't slip off, but it would save your GoPro or action camera in the event of dropping it when you're on the water. This is a monopod, and for this you need to use the tripod mount. It just screws in, and then you've got a nailed knob there that tightens it up against the rubber base, and then it's ready to go. So I'll record this. I don't know what it'll turn out like. Just needs to tighten that. I need to tighten that. So that's it, the 50-in-1 sports action camera accessories from ccbetter. Now I just think that it is unbelievable value for money, I really do. The case is worth half the price you're paying for the accessories as far as I'm concerned. The accessories transform any action camera into something that you can do an awful lot with. I've just spent like 5 minutes, a couple of minutes with each accessory on bits and bobs like the car, and just a couple of minutes with each accessory to try and demonstrate what these things can do. But you should look upon these like some form of Meccano set, because you can literally mix and match and make all sorts of rigs for your camera to achieve whatever objective you want. And what you mustn't forget is that you're not just limited to action cameras. Your video cameras can go on these things as well if you use a little bit of initiative. You've got all the equipment you need in this set to do things with your video cameras. So do I recommend it? Absolutely. I think this is one product I've reviewed where it's really blown me away, the amount of stuff that you get for the money. It is absolutely brilliant. If you want an accessory set, you won't go wrong with this. I hope you found this video useful.